Hello everyone, welcome to another episode over here. Are you truly free? I saw a post and it inspired me on making this video. Because do you think you're truly free? Really? I think for the most part we just have this sense, this idea of freedom, but the majority of people are still operating not from a freedom point of view. They're still operating from a very closed position. Let me explain to you why. You see, depending on where you were born, the family you were born with, the color of your skin, you're gonna have certain mentalities. And I don't care how free you think you are, how non-judgmental. The thing about judging is that most people say that they don't judge or they don't want to get judged because of two things. The first one, because of ego. They enjoy saying, I don't judge, I'm such a good person, I'm such a great person that I never judge. If you really don't judge, then you wouldn't even be fucking saying it. And then the other part is people that don't want to get judged because they have a certain wound that becomes an insecurity. That's why they don't want to get judged. They don't want people to be reminding them of that insecurity that they hold within themselves. Now the problem with these things is that maybe they're not out there in the surface. They operate on the subconscious mind, the unseen. And you're operating like that throughout your life without being fully aware that you're doing it and you are actually living like that. So you say that you're free, but maybe you don't have a certain tendency to maybe eat onions. Something as simple as that. Oh, I don't like onions. Why? Because when you were a child, nobody liked onions. Your grandfather didn't like onions. Your forefathers, this and that. I see it with my clients daily, day by day, with fashion. Oh, I don't wear these type of things. Oh, I didn't know you can actually do this and combine it with that. Oh, I don't feel comfortable with this. Why? Because you have a tendency, you operate with a certain memory. Your mind, your body, and even your being operates with a certain memory. And this memory is on the subconscious level. So you're not even aware that there's a reason why you don't like certain people. There's a reason why you don't like certain garments, certain colors. There's a reason why you don't like certain foods, certain places, and you think that, well, this is just who I am. I just don't like it. Do you think that's being free? No, that's being trapped. You are living on a trap. When you operate only with the things that you like and the things that you don't like, you are living in a bubble, inside of a bubble. It's like meeting someone who has never left his neighborhood, right? Not even his city, just his entire neighborhood. He's only interacted with the people around the neighborhood. He only goes to restaurants around the neighborhood. He never, ever, ever leaves the neighborhood. So imagine if someone from another neighborhood comes in, of course there's gonna be a certain friction. And that's when most of the problems in the world occur. Because people are operating with a very short perception. They cannot see past beyond themselves. They cannot see past beyond what's around them, their neighborhood, their family. And then they start hallucinating, thinking, this is my family, I'm gonna protect my family. This is my neighborhood, I'm gonna protect my neighborhood. This is my land, I'm gonna protect my land. This is my country, I'm gonna protect my country. When you don't realize that, that's not being free. That's being a slave. That's operating on a very scarcity mentality. Because you must understand that you are a very small thing compared to the entire cosmos. And life and the cosmos and the universe is not exclusive. The cosmos does not operate in the mind of, this is my land, this is my cosmos, this is my universe, this is my galaxy. Come on, man. This is bullshit, man. I laugh because that's how most people think. And you must be reminded of, I am part of the earth. I cannot say that it's just about my neighborhood. I cannot say this is just about my family. My forefathers used to operate in this way, so this is my tradition. No. That's why I don't appreciate people that are very stuck in this tradition or this and that, because the difference between being very traditional and then being racist and then being very judgmental, it's a very fine line dividing all of these three things that I just mentioned. You must understand that you form part of the entire Earth, and Earth forms parts of an entire galaxy, and the galaxy forms part of an entire universe, and the universe forms part of a cosmos, and the cosmos, so on and so on and so on and so on, that you never end. And within this huge picture, once you enhance your perception, you realize that you are part of something way bigger, and you are just a tiny speck, just something very tiny. But you form part of it all, which at the same time makes you very important. So it's realizing that you are not the center of it all. Your family is not the center of it all. Your color, your traditions, your whatever, they're not the center of it all. So that's the core of judging. When you become a non-judgmental person, you become very inclusive. That's the whole thing. It's not that you're not going to analyze another human being. Judging means analyzing, means observing and filtering things, trying to understand them. If you didn't analyze things that come at you, you would be very naive. Just like a child. A child needs to develop certain what's the word I'm looking for? Certain intuitions. A child needs to develop certain intelligence so that that child knows how to operate effectively throughout the world. If you just are like that, then it would be very ineffective as in this three-dimensional world with this body. So it's not that when you judge, you jump into conclusions. That's the true meaning of people saying, I'm not judgmental, don't judge me by my looks, by how I talk, by my ethnicity. It's don't jump into conclusions. If I'm Mexican, you already are thinking, oh, Mexicans mean this, mean that. You're jumping into conclusions without even understanding the core of it, without making an effort of understanding or making your own, checking things for yourself, making your own research. That's what I wanted to say. Why? Because then you're not free. Back in the day, your forefathers thought of Mexicans in a certain way. Your grandfather thinks of Mexicans in a certain way. So this memory gets passed on to you, and then you don't even fucking doubt it. That's another thing, right? Bear with me. This is a very deep, very, very deep video and a very deep message that I really hope that resonates with you, or at least creates a certain awareness, a seed. I'm trying to implant a seed onto you. You don't even doubt the things that were passed on to you. So you jump into conclusions. But the problem is that sometimes you jump into conclusions without being aware of it, because of what I said at the beginning of this video. They lie in the subconscious of yourself, of your being. So subconsciously, you jump into conclusions without being aware of it. Don't jump into conclusions. Being a non-judgmental person means that you don't jump into conclusions. I will analyze you, I will observe you, and I will get curious about you. Who are you? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? What means this to you, and this. And that's some of the things that when you travel, that's one of the beauties of traveling. You understand that it's not just your family, it's not just your neighborhood, it's not just your city, it's not just your country. There are so many different ways and forms of expressing yourself, of expression, of living, of rituals, of lifestyles, and it's really beautiful. Imagine if you can do that the same. You can travel, but not only physically, if you can travel to different dimensions, to different parts of the galaxy, different parts of the cosmos. That's when you truly become non-judgmental, because you don't jump into conclusions. You realize that you are a very small part of everything. So why jump into conclusions? Who is out there to tell you that you are better? Who do you think you are to be jumping and saying, no, I'm good, I'm bad, and being better, you're better, I don't like this, you don't like that, blah, 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 blah. Be open, relax a little bit, all right, my friends? So that's the problem with judging. It's jumping into conclusions. But we are all observing, we are all analyzing. In another word, we're all judging, right? But maybe the word, we need to transform it. We need to use it in a different way, right? Because we're all analyzing communication outside of us. We're all analyzing the things, the messages, the stimuli that we're getting on a daily basis. So are you truly free with everything that I just said? Are you truly, truly, truly free? Maybe you're not conscious about the decisions that you're taking. Maybe you're not conscious about the things that, the assessments that you're taking on life, right? Maybe you're not aware of these things. So the whole process of my work and some other people is to make you aware. So the decisions that you take are based through consciousness. You are conscious about the things that you're doing. You are conscious about the clothes that you put on. You are conscious about the food that you take. You are conscious about the words that you use. You are conscious about the relationships that you have. You are conscious about your own existence. You are a conscious being. That's the whole game. That's our purpose, to evolve to a certain point where you become conscious. So it doesn't matter if you don't like certain people. Well, at least you made a conscious choice. You are not bound by this memory, by this subconscious way of being that I don't know why, but I don't like white people. I don't know why, but I don't like America. I don't like, this is something that we have it. So break free of all these chains and then start becoming conscious. Now, for most people, the majority of people, 99.999999 of people, this is something very scary, because in order for you to become conscious, you have to become very responsible for yourself. Instead of looking outside, you start looking within. You start looking at yourself. And that's very scary for a lot of people, because they have not done that. They have not been taught how to do that. So when you face yourself, you are faced with everything, the good, the bad, the in between, everything. So it's a lot to take in. And you are the responsible for everything that is happening in your life. Absolutely everything. No God, no cosmos, no nothing. Only you. That's a hard pill to swallow for the majority of people. So they don't want to do it. They don't want to take in the steps. They don't want to do the work. So they rely on what their forefathers were doing. They rely on what everyone else is doing. They don't even doubt what the fuck is happening. They just like, oh, they go with the flow, right? Like, oh, well, if everyone is saying that this is it, well, then must be it, right? They don't want to take in the work, because everyone else is, probably someone did the work already for me. So I don't want to do it. Fuck it. I'm just going to trust it. No, my friends, you have to doubt, and put it to the test. Experience it on your own. That's the only way you can actually start comprehending consciousness. All right, my friends. And yes, it's not easy. It's a daily process, and it's not gonna happen just like that. It's a process. It's a process, my friends. All right. So that's the video for today. It's a long thing, and that's a big chunk of the work that I do. It's very hard to put it in just one video. I will keep doing videos explaining this, and people that have worked with me, they understand that this is what I do. People that go to my seminars, to my workshops, the healing sessions that I do whenever I travel, the books that I have, the courses, everything is just for that, to create consciousness, to enhance your perception, see beyond the things, see with all of your senses, not just your eyes, to see beyond and enhance your perception, to be open and to realize and see the big picture. Not only that, but also that everything that you do, I don't give a fuck about what you do. I don't deal with good, bad. I don't really give a fuck about, because that's talking about morals. I'm all about you. If your life is made through conscious decisions, you really know what you're doing, and you have the experience, you have the knowledge, you understand why you dress in the way that you dress. I don't care if you dress differently than I do. I can appreciate you, because I know that you took in a certain process. So I admire and I acknowledge the consciousness within you, the responsibility within you, right? Not being taken away by, oh, well, I think I'm being repetitive. You understand my point by now. So be the best version of yourself, and I will see you on the next one.